Hey, back here. Well, yeah, I ran out of battery juice. I had to stop it, but I really like this flooring you put in, this rubberized floor, or whatever they want to call it. It's really tough. You put it on the back, did it in his back. I like the outline in green. He's got his nice, pretty chinook there. I think it is. I could be wrong. It could be an octopus. But anyway, very nice. Now on his kicker motor, that's a T25. And I turned all the batteries off it, and you got relays up here. He knows all about this, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on all. And I ain't gonna use the main one anyway. So when I turn that on, now these SeaKeepers, I'm telling you, they work. And they are awesome. They are a little on the spendy side. They take about 10 hours to install, and they're about $5 grand. It's about $8 grand, or just rough to get those. But wow, that new 38 North River just went by. I have a video on that. Jumped his wake. It just settled it down. You can walk anywhere in this boat, and it doesn't go off balance. So coming in off the ocean, if it's really gnarly, turn them babies on auto. They will work. Now, if you turn them on, you're going to have a red light right there. There's a switch that says GPS. You got to turn that on, then that will turn white, so you can turn it off and on. So then we're going to get back here. Now his kicker motor, of course, it pees out the back, so don't look on the sides for the P tube. And that's peeing out good water, so you just trim her all the way down. Now that T25 is fuel injected, so all you do is you turn it on. There you go. Now, the way he's got this hooked up, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the units just by hitting this. And then I'm going to not even turn that on yet because I don't need it. But then maybe I'll show you that later, how it brings it up under toolbox. So if this is on and you want that SeaKeeper, or I guess a SeaKeeper. But anyway, if you want that toolbar there, you've got to have that switch on. Horn works. So now you come back here and see how it's loading up right there. Put it in reverse. Now this here, now we're in reverse, but waiting for network. The only way to get throttle in that, because he doesn't have a throttle cable, is through the Autopilot setting. So you're going to hit agree, and that's loading up. And if you notice you're not getting any depth reading here, you want to hit the power key, enable all sonars. I always turn those off, the same as the radar. When I'm before I power off, and when I power up, I got to turn them back on again. So then you go back, you can go home, you can go to this. That's menus. Let's go into home again, and let's go into, there's your sonars. Let's go into combos, and I made a couple combos. Let's go over. You know, we could have about 3 of those. I can make another combo for you actually, but I don't really need to actually either, because we got Autopilot for the main, but we're going to run the kicker motor, so we don't need your trim tabs for that either. So basically we could run this one right here, and then you got to wait. Now you got 2 charts. You got a fishing chart, and you got your main navigation chart. Now you wait for the radar. It comes here, you just pop that on, and then you hit that and it centers you, and then that radar, there it goes, it's kicking on. Now I want to control that kicker motor, right? You tap this, hit agree. Now what I can do, if say I'm on this one here, I can go to the toolbars. I can go to, now it's going to be loading up here in a second because your Autopilot isn't on yet. And it will show up on this because I just started this up. So we're going to go to this one and ride toolbars, and we got to have the GPS on, so I'm going to turn that on, and that's going to activate your GPS. SeaKeeper, it just turned that on. Right port table is telling you, so all that's connecting. And toolbars again. I can have my Yamaha gauges. I can go back, but you need it. So, okay. Whoop. You need to accept all proper pop-ups in the main menu application. Close. You need to accept all cookies. Okay. See, this always does this on me. Let me see, toolbars. And that's probably what that was for. Here's your autopilot. It finally kicked on. So let's go into that first. You have this warning that's probably saying that. Toolbars, there's your autopilot. I can hit that. I can move it to the top. I can actually put it in gear. If you want to enlarge it, go like this. And you have to engage autopilot. Then I can spin it. Now if I want to do an engage circle, I go here, and then I want 2 minutes. Whoops, adjust circle. I'm going to go starboard, and then I'm going to pick up the speed. Response. Oh, and that's in reverse. See how it's doing the thing in reverse? So I want to engage heading hold. And I want to stop that. Let's go to standby. So then I reverse. I go in forward like this. I go engage heading hold. I hit this for speed. There you go. And you can speed it up right there. So now we're on autopilot. Then if I wanted to, I can go back out of here, and then I can go into here. I can do into split navigation. So now I can make a route right here where I want to go without messing with that one. See, I want to go right there. And then I just hit this button right here, and it's going to calculate right here. And it's going to do there, start navigation. And then it's going to say, do you want to kick in autopilot? And I engage, zoom in. So now it's going to start turning as soon as I get there. There you go. Then I go back, and that brings me back to where I'm at. And then I'm going to close this. I want to go to this, see what the warning was. Port, review. Pulling next warning. Okay, lost. Okay, try following the number 2009. Okay, we already did that. We turned it on. So then, if I want to get rid of that warning manager, I can just hit that warning manager. Then I can go right here, clear warning managers. Okay, and that will clear that off. But I got to start the main mode. So now we're on autopilot, and it's going to take me on this route. How many minutes? Oh, I got 8 minutes. So then if I wanted autopilot up there, I could just hit here and add it up there. Then I got my sonars. It's holding the route here. There's my, if I want to enlarge that, I just hit that, go back, there. So then what you can do, there's a lot of debris over there. Huh. So now we're done with that. You can just go back into the autopilot. You can pop that up and just hit here real quick, and you can actually engage heading hold. I can just go like this, and I'll bypass that route. And then I want to shut it off, say boop right here, go to close. I can just tap that and see where it says navigation, just hit that. No, now that just kicked that off. So now I want to go to standby. It kicks your throttle back. You can just bring this back, go like here, trim it up. Now you got to have the key on so you can start these motors on. See how I can't start them? And then when you kick that, that motor's going to move. Now say if you shut that motor off and that thing, you couldn't even turn that motor by hand, that means you probably got a motor problem. But that one works fine. Then you come back up here, and I'm going to go to a third video.